guys, it's a Nitro RC Nerds here, John and Andrew, with another edition of Nitro RC for Dummies. If you haven't heard, the Losi 810 was discontinued. A gentleman on my left a comment on one of my videos informing me of this. I had no idea that it occurred, but I did a little research and I found out that yes, indeed, the Losi 810 has been discontinued by Losi, as well, I believe, as the Losi 10T. So I went into a little bit of a panic mode and I decided to stock up on some parts. And I believe one of four things will happen. Okay, and we'll go over the parts here in just a second. I believe one of four things will happen. Either I'll end up using the parts, or I won't use the parts. Things on here won't break and I won't need them years from now, and I'll end up just selling them on eBay, I'm sure for a premium price. Or it will break and I won't have the parts, or I'll just end up being stuck with parts. But we'll see. So regardless, I wanted to make sure that I went through the car and I looked and thought about some of the more common parts that would break, and I did a little research and I went on various forums and I went every place online to find out, where things have broken with the Losi 810. Now, if you've followed some of my videos, you'll know that I've run the heck out of this thing, and the only thing that's had a problem was the throttle servo, and that really happened the day after I broke it in. And I returned it and had it back, no problem. But other than that, we've run this thing very, very hard. And yet to have break anything on here, knock on wood. However, so here's what I ended up with. The first thing I got, and I'll lay them out here so you can see, is a rear hub and spacer set. So I've read that these can break on it. So I got a rear hub with spacers. I also ended up getting new turnbuckles. So these components right here. In addition to that, I got a new spur gear, and I thought, and these are actually, this is an inexpensive spur gear, but as we know, these can obviously wear. So I just got one. I thought about getting two, but I think I'm also going to look at getting a steel one if they make them available. So got a new spur gear, got new rod ends. So these sets right here to go with the turnbuckle, got new rod ends. Obviously, this is a component right here that can easily break. So we've got those. In addition to that, I got camber and steering ball sets. They're kind of embedded down in there, but they can bend. So we have new camber steering ball sets. To go with the spur gear, I also got a new pinion gear. So once I'll probably replace both at the same time. You got your spur and your pinion gear there. Bearings. So I went ahead and got some new bearings. I'm sure I can still find the same size bearings, but I wanted to at least get some of the Losi ones just so I can say that I have them. So I got new bearings for the front and rear tires. I got a heat sink protector. So one of the things, if you go back to my original Losi 810 review, I was excited. It shows kind of what nerds we are, but I was excited about having a heat sink protector. And so this one has it's been scratched up a little bit, and I ended up getting a new one of those. It's not really needed to be functional, so everything thus far, if you think about the turnbuckles and the axles, and I haven't got the axles yet, the turnbuckles and the spur gear and all that, and the bearings, it's really needed to run the tie rods, but this is more for aesthetics. It's not needed to run, but who knows how long these are going to be in stock. So I went ahead and got one of those. And speaking of axles, I went ahead and got front and rear axles. And I'll probably get another set of these. These were the most expensive parts that I got, but it's probably a good idea after, I guess, a few gallons to at least look at them and perhaps replace them. I have those just so when I need them. And finally, I upgraded my clutch system to a M2C 3-shoe clutch system. Haven't put it on. Don't know exactly when I'm going to put it on yet, but it's got various springs, aluminum clutch shoes, so it will now be a 3-shoe clutch system. So while I was doing that, of course, I got a few other things. I got the Nitro Tech Losi Nitro Cleaner. You guys are fully aware that I'm very much into keeping my cars clean. This is the first time I've not used this before, so we'll see how it does, and maybe I'll do a little review on cleaning the different brands that I have. The Dynamite Magnum Force, the RC1 Nitro Power Clean. I've also got an HPI brand. Maybe that'll be a good idea for a video to talk about which ones that I feel work the best. Also got some additional thread lock and some bearing oil. So coming up, we're going to do a video on changing your bearings and additionally on how to clean them. So anyways, some other things that I'm thinking about getting. Again, what I'm looking at are things that can break that would stop the car from functioning at all. Dog bones. So I do have it in my cart, if you will, dog bones right here. Those are actually pretty expensive, probably one of the most expensive parts to the car, but I just want to make sure if something ever does happen, like it did on the Forza, where it bent, I have replacement parts for it. I don't think I need to worry about the pipe. The air filter assembly, I might get another one of those. Again, if this, for whatever reason, something happens to this, it breaks, or there's a tear in here or something, I'm obviously going to need that. Other than that, if you guys think of any components on here that I might want to get just for future upgrades or anything that breaks, please leave a comment on our channel, and we would love to hear your thoughts on it. Other than that, I think I'm set. I think I'm pretty set, and this is a car that I definitely want to keep for at least 3 to 5 more years. And believe me, Andrew will attest. I run this thing virtually every single day. So, and I'm adamant about keeping it running like new. So, these are my new parts. Anyways, total cost and all this was probably about $130, $140. This new clutch system alone was $50. So, anyways, that's me. Oh, eventually I'll probably get a new body as well. I don't know if I'm going to get the same body or if I'm going to buy one, a blank one, and then paint it ourselves. We'll see. But, very disappointing that they discontinued it, and parts will probably be available for years to come, who knows, but I didn't want to take a chance. So like I said, I ended up getting the stuff I need. Probably going to get new arms for it as well, and I'm just going to put them in a box and save them, and as things break on it, because this thing, we're not going lightly, we're not treating this thing lightly, we're going out there and tearing up the track, but as things break, then at least I know that I have the parts to replace it. And so that's it, guys. So thank you so much for watching. Andrew, do you have any parting words for your legions of fans out there? Because I know how much they love hearing from you. You got anything that you want to say to everyone?
Yeah, if you have a Losi 810, you might as well just stock up on parts. And also, one thing we may have forgotten is we need to get shock absorbers too. That'll help. Yeah,
so shock. So I think you can probably get the same size and diameter and whatnot to fit on here. But that's a good call. So we should definitely look at those, as well as also the shock towers themselves. In fact, that is one of the things, other than the dog bones, that I have in my cart, is to get new shock towers. Not something that is essentially, functional. It won't stop the car from driving. So again, I'm thinking worst case scenario, 3 years down the road, and I just need this one part to drive. The shock tower won't prevent it, because unless it just breaks in half or something. And even from them, I'm sure I can fabricate something. But I'm definitely looking at getting shock towers. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Andrew. The shocks are one of the probably top 5 most important pieces to the car. Andrew's yawning, so that's my hint that I'm boring him, and hopefully I'm not boring you guys. So have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.